Properties for sale in Perth have hit an all-time low according to Real Estate Institute of WA figures. REWA figures show that in April 2011, 18,000 houses were for sale. That number has now almost halved. The figures show that a year ago there were over 14,000 properties for sale. In just the last month alone, the amount of properties has dropped from 9,417 to 8,898. One reason for this sharp decline is property owners are turning to Perth's booming rental market to make their money. REWA President David Airy says properties are selling faster than the market can replace them at the moment.
Well, a year ago we had 14,000 properties for sale on the Perth market. About a month ago we had 9,500, and now today 8,898 listings for sale in Perth. So we've sold all those other properties and they're selling quicker than we can replace stock. The reasons are that the market has finally caught up. The buyers have now exceeded the amount of supply. The people that have been selling have finally got their houses sold, and we're just not getting enough new stock. Buyers have decided that the property market looks good. Interest rates are quite low comparative to what they were a year ago, and all the signs are out there that the property market looks good. So it's making people rush out to buy, and particularly cheaper properties.
Many people, if they have not been affected by this shortage, know someone who has.
I bought in 2010, so we don't really feel the shortage, but I do know a lot of people that are unable to find places to live, rent or buy. So people are getting forced to the outskirts of the city, where essentially there's a lot of land that the government could release. If they just built up, there'd probably be a better solution than building out and having people to drive 2 hours to work in the mornings. Yeah, look, I see a lot of outward expansion, so expanding all about Tianjin, but I don't really see it expanding up, so that might be one of the solutions to the housing shortage.
However, Mr. Airy says sellers will benefit from this shorting housing, with demand outweighing supply and pushing prices up.
Well, buyers are probably going to find that if they want to buy a property that they've set their heart on, that they've seen, they're probably going to have to make an offer pretty close to the asking price, or certainly a good offer. Most likely they'll be competing. Their offer will be competing with other people's offers to buy the same property. And what that means is we're turning into more a seller's market, a market that favours the seller rather than the buyer. Well, the rental market's stabilised a bit. Rents are still very high, but we're still very short of rental properties. The rental vacancy factor's still under 2%. Huge demand for rentals between $300 and $600 a week, and quite strong demand for more expensive properties.
According to the real estate industry, 12,000 properties at sale at any given time creates a good balance between supply and demand in Perth.
About 12,000 in the Perth market's a good balance. It just says it's a very nice neutral market, and we had that for a little while around the middle of last year. Now, that's just the measure between the amount of available supply and the normal average of properties being sold. So that's why we say it's a perfect balance. So therefore at 9,000 we're probably 25% under what's a perfect balance, which means there's a lot of pressure, upward pressure on prices and big pressure from buyers. So I think with the way that things are selling at the moment, we're probably in this particular quarter, and here we are now nearly on the beginning of March and a month to go. When we measure this at the end of the March quarter, I think we will see prices rising, and certainly by the middle of the year there's likely to be some price increases.
This is Bianca Olsen reporting for Undercurrent.